My friends, let's be honest. Everyone loves the idea of success until the moment they realize it requires walking alone. You say, I'm going to chase my dream, and suddenly everyone claps. Your friends say, bro, we're with you. But when the real journey begins, they vanish faster than a free Wi-Fi signal. You'll call them, hey, let's meet up. I'm working on something big. And they'll say, next week, I'm a bit busy. Guess what? 3 years later, they'll still be a bit busy. That's life. Because when the road gets real, the noise disappears. The moment your path gets serious, the crowd gets smaller. Success is like going to the gym. Everyone wants results, but not everyone wants to sweat daily. You must learn to walk alone because no one will clap for you in the beginning. When you start changing your habits, people won't say, good job. They'll say, you've changed. Of course, you've changed, you were meant to. Even your phone updates itself every month. So why should your mindset stay outdated? And let me tell you something true. When you start walking alone, people will misunderstand you. When you stop replying instantly, they'll call you rude. When you stop wasting time, they'll say you're boring. But when success finally shows up, they'll say, I always knew you'd make it. Really? You didn't even reply to my texts when I was struggling. The truth is, walking alone is not a punishment. It's preparation. It's a training ground where life shapes you into someone unstoppable. Because the ones who learn to walk alone, they learn to depend on something powerful, themselves. Look around. When Messi left home at 13 to chase his dream, he was alone. When Elon Musk slept on the floor of his factory, everyone called him crazy. When Shah Rukh Khan came to Mumbai with no money, no family, and no name, he walked alone. Even Taylor Swift sat in her bedroom writing songs after being rejected by every label. Their loneliness became their weapon. That quiet time became the foundation of greatness. You see, the road to success has room for many dreamers, but only a few walkers. And the ones who walk it alone, they never walk the same again. Because in the next step, you'll realize walking alone doesn't make you weak, it makes you dangerous. My friend, let's face it, walking alone isn't easy. It's hard, it's quiet, it's uncomfortable. There will be nights when you'll doubt yourself, when your own mind will whisper, maybe you're wasting your time. You'll open Instagram and see your friends laughing, traveling, eating pizza, posting stories. And for a moment, you'll think, maybe I should relax too. No, my friend, that's the trap. While they're enjoying themselves now, you're building something that will feed you forever. Every party you skip today will become peaceful tomorrow. Every lonely night you spend working will one day make people ask, how did you do it? Because success is lonely, not because it's meant to punish you, but because it's meant to prepare you. The crowd loves comfort, not growth. You'll start alone, struggle alone, learn alone, and one day you'll shine so bright that even the people who left you will need sunglasses to look at you. Think about it. Rocky trained alone. Batman worked alone. Iron Man built his first suit alone in a cave. That's why they became heroes. Not because they had a squad, but because they had courage when no one else did. So stop expecting people to understand your grind. They won't. They don't need to. It's your dream, not theirs. The higher you climb, the quieter it gets, not because people hate you, but because not everyone is built for the mountain. Some people are meant for the ground floor. And listen, the moment you decide to walk alone, people will start labeling you. They'll say, bro, you've changed. Yes, because you've grown. They'll say, you've become antisocial. No, you've become focused. You're not ignoring people. You're ignoring distractions. There's a big difference between being lonely and being at peace. Lonely is when you have no one. Peace is when you realize you don't need everyone. The day you stop chasing people, you start attracting respect. You stop begging for company, and you start building character. Most people aren't really your friends. They're just comfortable with your old version. The version that wasted time, scrolled memes, and said, let's see tomorrow. But you're done waiting for tomorrow. You've chosen to rise today. Because the moment you embrace solitude, you unlock a power no crowd can ever give you: clarity. You know what separates dreamers from doers? Discipline. Not talent, not luck. Discipline, the quiet force that turns ordinary people into unstoppable ones. Everyone has dreams, but only a few have the courage to wake up early, stay consistent, and do the work even when no one is watching. You see, motivation is easy. It's like fire, it burns bright for a moment, then disappears. But discipline is the spark that never dies. It keeps burning, even in the rain. Every successful person you admire, from Steve Jobs to Elon Musk, had one thing in common. They built habits stronger than their emotions. Because emotions lie. They'll say, you're tired. You can skip today. You'll do it tomorrow. But discipline whispers back, no, do it anyway. That's the moment when the real transformation begins, when you act not because you feel like it, but because you promised yourself you would. Think of your life like a gym. Discipline is the muscle. Every time you show up when you don't want to, that muscle grows. One day, the same things that felt hard will feel normal. Waking up early, working late, saying no to distractions, choosing long-term success over short-term pleasure. That's how you rewire your mind for greatness. And here's the truth. Discipline doesn't make life easy. It makes you stronger. It doesn't remove challenges. It makes you powerful enough to handle them. You can't control luck. You can't control other people, but you can control your effort, your consistency, and your choices. That's your real wealth. And when you live with discipline long enough, you start seeing results that others call miracles. Because miracles aren't magic, they're just results of invisible discipline. Remember this. Discipline is doing what you said you'll do, long after the mood you set it in has left you. When others are scrolling, you'll be studying. When others are sleeping, you'll be planning. When others are wasting time, you'll be investing it. And slowly, without noise, without applause, you'll become different. Because discipline doesn't just build success, it builds identity. You don't just do disciplined things, you become a disciplined person. Most people lose the battle long before they even start, not in the real world, but in their mind. They say, I can't. It's too hard. Maybe it's not for me. And just like that, they hand over their power. But here's the truth, my friend. Your mind is your greatest weapon, or your biggest prison. It depends on who's in control you, or your thoughts. When you learn to control your mind, you learn to control your life. You see, every morning, your brain offers you two paths. The easy one, filled with comfort, excuses, and temporary happiness. Or the hard one, filled with growth, pain, and lasting power. The weak mind always chooses comfort. The strong mind chooses growth. But here's the secret. Strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, brick by brick, every single day. When your mind says rest and you keep working. When it says quit and you say not today. When it says you're not enough and you whisper, watch me. That's when your transformation begins. Every time you win a battle in your mind, the outside world becomes easier to conquer. Because reality is nothing but a reflection of your mindset. You can't build a millionaire life with a victim mindset. You can't create abundance while constantly saying, it's too hard. I have two views. You must reprogram your thoughts from fear to faith, from doubt to determination, from comfort to challenge. And it starts with awareness. Catch your thoughts, question them. When your mind says, I can't, ask, why not me? Because no one was born confident. No one was born fearless. They trained their mind until it obeyed their purpose. The mind is like a wild horse. If you don't take the reins, it will take you wherever it wants. But once you control it, it will carry you faster than anything else in life. So, learn to be the master, not the passenger. When you master your mind, the world bends to your will. Because true power doesn't come from money, fame, or followers. It comes from the quiet confidence of someone who's in full control of their thoughts. My friend, have you ever noticed how most people are busy all day, yet achieve almost nothing? They run from task to task, answering messages, scrolling, reacting, but never really moving forward. Do you know why? Because they confuse activity with progress. Millionaires, real ones, understand a secret. Focus is the new currency. It's not about how much time you have, but what you do with the time you already have. Everyone gets 24 hours, but not everyone uses them with purpose. Most people waste their energy on distractions, notifications, drama, and noise. But successful people treat their attention like it's gold. They guard it, they protect it, they invest it wisely. You see, your focus is like sunlight. Scatter it, and it warms nothing. Concentrate it, and it burns through steel. When your focus is sharp, your results multiply. Because where your focus goes, your energy flows. Most people fail not because they lack potential. They fail because they keep restarting every day in 100 different directions. A millionaire, on the other hand, wakes up and asks one question: what is the one thing I must do today that will move me forward? And then they do it. No excuses, no overthinking, no waiting for motivation. If you want to think like a millionaire, start eliminating what doesn't matter. Cut out the noise, unfollow negativity, walk away from meaningless conversations. You can't climb to success if you're carrying everyone else's opinions on your back. Remember, distraction is the enemy of destiny. If you chase everything, you'll catch nothing. Even Jack Ma once said, you can't do everything. Find your focus and stay there until you win. Because true power is not in doing more. It's in doing less, but with precision. Every billionaire, every visionary, every leader you admire, they all mastered one thing at a time. Not 10, not 5, 1. So guard your energy like gold. Treat your focus like treasure. Because once you lose it, even an hour can never be bought back. Focus builds momentum, but momentum builds empires. And in the next part, I'll tell you the one secret millionaires use to keep moving even when everything around them says, stop. My friend, everyone wants to be great. Everyone dreams of success, freedom, luxury, but very few are willing to do the same small things every single day. Do you know why? Because consistency looks boring. It's not glamorous. It doesn't get applause. But here's the truth. Consistency is the invisible bridge between dreams and reality. Every successful person you admire, they didn't win overnight. They won because they kept showing up, even when nobody believed in them. Jack Ma once said, "Don't give up. Today is hard. Tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." That's not just a quote. It's the law of consistency. When you stay consistent, you build habits. When you build habits, you build character. And when you build character, success becomes your shadow. It follows you everywhere. Most people quit not because they're weak, but because they don't see instant results. They plant a seed and expect a tree tomorrow, but growth doesn't work that way. The roots grow before the branches show. Progress happens quietly before it becomes visible. It's like going to the gym the first few weeks, you see nothing, but stay patient, stay disciplined, and suddenly one day you look in the mirror and realize how far you've come. That's how success works too. You don't have to do everything perfectly. You just have to keep doing it. Remember this, you don't fail when you fall, you fail when you stop getting up. The world doesn't reward the smartest or the strongest. It rewards the ones who refuse to quit. Millionaires understand that consistency is their secret weapon. They may not be the most talented, but they are the most committed. They show up when others sleep. They keep moving when others complain. They build quietly until one day the world can't ignore them. Even on the days when it hurts, even on the days when motivation fades, because they know discipline will take you where motivation can't. Every small step matters. Every effort counts. It's not about doing a lot today, it's about doing a little every day. Consistency builds habits, habits build success, but there's one final principle that decides whether you keep it forever or lose it all. In the next part, we'll uncover the most powerful truth of all, the mindset of gratitude and giving that turns success into legacy. Let me tell you something, most people never realize the highest level of success isn't about what you have, it's about what you give. You see, true millionaires don't just collect wealth, they create impact. Because when you reach the top and look around, you'll find that happiness doesn't come from money anymore. It comes from meaning. Gratitude and giving are what keep you human when success tries to make you arrogant. They remind you where you came from, who helped you, and why you started in the first place. Many people lose themselves after achieving success. They forget the struggles, the sleepless nights, the people who stood by them when no one else did. And slowly, success becomes emptiness. But the ones who truly win, the real millionaires, never forget to give back. They help others climb the same mountain they once struggled to climb. They use their power not to dominate, but to inspire. Because they understand one simple truth, the more you give, the more life gives you back. Gratitude keeps your heart humble. Giving keeps your soul rich. Every morning, take a moment to be thankful, not just for what you have, but for how far you've come. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's possible. It opens your mind to abundance. The universe has a law: when you give freely, without fear of losing, you attract more of everything you value. Peace, joy, opportunities, connections, they all multiply. Millionaires live by this rule. They invest in people, in communities, in ideas bigger than themselves, because they know success that ends with you, dies with you. But success that serves others lives forever. So ask yourself this: if you had everything you ever dreamed of, what kind of person would you become? Would you lift others, or just sit on your throne alone? Remember, the true mark of greatness is not how high you climb, but how many you bring with you. Life is not about reaching the top, it's about sharing what you learn on your way there. The world doesn't remember the ones who took everything. It remembers the ones who gave something that lasted. So be grateful, be generous, and most importantly, stay grounded, because gratitude keeps you balanced, and giving keeps you growing. One day, when you look back, it won't be the money that defines you, it'll be the difference you made. That's when you'll realize you didn't just become a millionaire. You became something far greater, a legend. So, if you truly want to think like a millionaire, remember the 7 principles. Control your mind, create value, think long-term, embrace discipline, stay consistent, and finally live with gratitude and giving. Because wealth built with purpose lasts forever. You don't just live rich, you live fulfilled.